today, but we're not because the boiler is broken. But we like to jazz things up and get ourselves moving there. And Alex just asked if we could, and when I can, I give Alex what he wants. So we're gonna do a little bit of a warm-up song today, which is not what we normally do. Alex, can you tell me the number of it? 10:18. Come and go with me. Stand if you want. Dance if you want. Move and process if you want. 10:18. Come and go with me.
It's in the teal hymnal. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Where I'm bound. There will be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that. There will be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that land. Coming freedom in that land where I'm bound. Oh, justice. There will be justice in that land. Where I'm bound, there will be justice in that land. There will be justice. There will be singing in that land. There will be singing in that land.
Folks, it matters that you showed up here this morning because gathering together in community is an act of rebellion against isolation and hopelessness. And what do we say? That's right.
Listen, we can bring a little Detroit here. It's all right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in today where we are gathering both virtually and in person here at Northwest as a joint community of both Northwest and First UU Detroit. I am Pastor Eli. My pronouns are he, him, and I am your worship leader this morning's service, and I'm joined by Reverend Julie Brock, Todd Ballou, Alex Myers, and our joint choir. If you are a visitor online and would like us to stay in touch with you, please fill out a visitor form appearing in the chat box. If you're visiting from Detroit and think that you're going to go to Detroit, please still fill out that visitor's form and just indicate that you would like more information about Detroit. We'll get it in. If you're with us in person, you can also fill out visitor sign-in forms in the atrium. Please take a moment to greet your neighbors wherever you are.
Hi, everybody. Bless you.
As we may have noticed, we are not at First UU Detroit this morning. There were boiler problems, so isn't it lovely that we had a place to go? Those boiler problems interrupted the congregational meeting that was supposed to happen last week, so it is going to happen next week. We are fairly certain at 4605 Cass Avenue in the church building. If it doesn't happen in the sanctuary, it will probably happen in the social hall, but please be flexible and watch your email for updates. Colleen Dolan Green is working very, very hard to make sure we have a place to stay. So be nice to her and give her cupcakes.
And Elmer.
Chocolate, no onions. Tonight, First UU Detroit is going to join together with St. Peter's Episcopal Church to host a Solidarity for Palestine dinner. That dinner is going to take place. It's going to be learning, supper, storytelling, very community building. It's going to take place at St. Peter's at 6 p.m. So if you'd like to go to that, come and see me. And after service today, there is going to be a grief circle held in the sanctuary. So go ahead and get your coffee and get a nibble, and then about 15 minutes or 10 minutes after service, Daniel, who is here and is a licensed therapist, is going to use his gifts and talents to lead anyone who needs it through a grief circle. So thank you so much, Daniel. We really, really appreciate it. Oh, we're going to call it a hope circle. It's not a grief circle, it's a hope circle. And Lee, if you need a place to be, Dan Weist and Ralph can move chairs here. If we need a place for Lee's wheelchair, we should have had it cut out. So Dan and Ralph, will you move some chairs so Lee can have a place to be? There's always room at the table. Half of my job is stage management. The prelude we're about to hear is the medley called We Are America. The worship planning team chose it because it represents a diverse spectrum of who we are and the power that is the power of all of us coming together as our whole selves. Before we begin that prelude, let's take a deep breath and settle into this time of worship.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of our faith, and we light it this morning knowing that many other Unitarian Universalist congregations across this land and around the world are doing the same. We light our chalice today, as we are at Northwest, with words from Northwest UU's mission statement. Please repeat after me. We light this flame, to grow in spirit, knowledge, and action, to accept and challenge one another, and to support each other in times of joy and need.
And each week we offer a land acknowledgement. We honor and pay our respects to the land on which we work and live, which was violently stolen through colonialism, genocide, and forced removal of its traditional stewards. These stewards are the Anishinaabeg, the Council of the Three Fires, which include the Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi, also known as the Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi tribes. We also acknowledge people of African descent who were forcibly removed from their land and separated from their families through kidnapping and enslavement, and pay reverence and respect to them for building this country's infrastructure and economy with no compensation or reparations to date. Our opening hymn is number 131, Love Will Guide Us. Will you stand in body and or spirit and join me? Rise in body and or spirit and join me.
Love will guide us, peace has dried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world through your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Y'all, we have a full house today, so look to your left and look to your right, and if there's a space between you and your neighbor, can you cuddle up and make room for people? Thank you.
I would have gone if I didn't think I might still be contagious.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the Director of Religious Education for Detroit and for First UU and for Northwest. And my name is Eva Leventer. So I was going to have the kids come up front, but there's not really a lot of room for them to come up front today. But you're welcome to come up front if you want to find some room. Brooklyn, come on up. And maybe the other kids could just come sit over here for the children's message. There, yeah, come up, sit up here. Quieter. So I wanted to know if you guys wanted to share your joys and sorrows with everybody today. Something that you're excited about or something that you're worried about. And you could just say one word if you want for how you're doing today, or you can give us a little report.
Except for
So we'd
Brooklyn.
love to hear from you. And I'm going to start right here. Wilder, do you have something you want to share?
I think I just wanted to learn to hum, and then I just got home.
Okay. Thank you.
I just want to share how I'm doing.
Okay, sure.
I'm doing good.
Great. This is Riley. This is Wilder. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
My name is Brooklyn, and I play Fortnite.
What?
Do you want to say one word for how you're doing?
I don't want to say it. Today me and my dad are gonna make some lemonade squirts to put in our water, and we haven't had those for a really long time.
Lemonade stand or lemon squares? I don't know which. I couldn't tell.
This is Ellie, and they're feeling shy.
And I had another question for the kids, and I want to see if you guys can answer this question for the group today. And that is, what's important to you? What are things that are important to you right now? You want to go first?
My family.
Anybody else have something that's important to them?
My brother, that he's sick though.
Uriah's sick today.
Sick.
Yeah, did you have something?
We gotta be safe from crossing along the cars.
Oh, crossing safe. He said crossing safe when you go cross the street. Yeah.
Also, my family.
So did you guys see this? Did anybody else have anything? Maple, did you have something? No. How about you, Mina?
My home on a rainy day. The Halloween.
Yeah. Did you have anything? Okay. So, my last question is, do you guys have a message for the world today? Do you have a message that you want to give to everyone here?
Let's see. Let me think about it.
Let me
Yeah,
think
do you have
about
a
it.
message?
No.
Good rather than think.
Okay, Brooklyn has something.
I have a message to all to the gamers. Good job.
Okay, can you pass it
Boo!
to? Thank you guys for your messages. So I just wanted to say that my assistant Mag made a sign for all of you out in the hall, and it says, "You are loved." And I hope you see that sign and you remember that. So thank you, Mag, for doing that. All right, we're going to do Carry the Flame now. You guys ready to go to your class? And no. Well, we're going to play some games, so that should be fun. And we're going to write some messages on the bulletin board.
You're probably like, what happened to the stone?
Maybe Emma today, or Maple and Maple.
All right. Here you go, Mabel.
So why don't we stand up if you can, and we'll sing the kids out with Carry the Flame.
May
Your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know the
the song. On that one, it might have to do with how comfortable he is with the song.
Each week, Northwest UU and UU
That
Detroit
one
share their
too.
plate contributions with a community partner. This week, we will be sharing that plate with Techehila Collective, an Indigenous-led collective that supports communities in need through mutual aid. As the collective works to support our relatives' needs, we are also dedicated to land back, decolonization, abolition, and collective liberation as antidotes to the social violence that forces our relatives into needing support. All undesignated donations will be split between Techehila Collective and our congregation. You can give in a variety of ways that are now or will be very soon visible on your screen. For those here in person, we will be collecting a basket, passing a collection basket for checks and cash. We honor this year's generosity by committing to ensure that our collective resources do a greater good for ourselves and our world than any could have been done individually.
And as we pass our basket, we ask that our very own Ruby come up and sing a healing meditation to us that she wrote.
The key to our healing is knowing we are one. The key to our healing is knowing we are one. There is no separation. The truth is we are one. And as we do to others, we're doing to the one. And as we do to others, we're doing to the one. There is no separation. The truth is we are one. So love is the solution. Give love to all and one. So love is the solution. Give love to all and one. There is no separation. The truth is we are one. The earth is our mother. Our Father is the Son. The earth is our mother. Our Father is the Son. There is no separation. The truth is we are one. The key to our healing is knowing we are key to our healing is knowing we are one. There is no separation. The truth is we are one. Now,
A tradition when we're into the Detroit building is to also offer a dedication, which usually is printed in the order of service. It's not this time. So we're going to do like we did with the chalice. I'm going to say it and you're going to repeat it. To the work of this congregation. Which is building beloved community. Within and outside these walls. We dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings.
It is a tradition in some Unitarian Universalist congregations and has been at Northwest to publicly share joys and sorrows. This has been a conversation at Northwest, but I think one of the times that it is particularly useful is in moments of public and communal grief. So this one's not on? Oh. Times of public and communal grief. So today, we are going to share our joys and sorrows with the community. If you would, we are not going to come up to make it more accessible. I am going to come to you. If you have a joy or a sorrow on your heart or mind that you would like to speak out into the community briefly, please raise your hand and I will come to you. I'm going to start with Francesca because she told me she had something to say.
So I wanted to share briefly a joy. My brother and my sister-in-law just had a baby. Their second, her name is Eliza. She was born on Wednesday morning, which is quite a day to be born. But she's she's healthy, doing well. Mom's doing well. So that, you know, I guess is a good thing, right? Even in the joy, there's good things that happen. I did contact Reverend Julie because I wanted to speak to the congregation. Because on Wednesday when we had that Zoom meeting, I heard a lot of people expressing fear, expressing anxiety and frustration over what happened on Tuesday, and that I understand. I just wanted to share my journey and how I dealt with that, and how I dealt with it in 2016, the first time this happened. You know, I guess I wasn't expecting it, like I think a lot of us weren't. And I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure if there was something I could do. But so then I just started to get more involved in my community. You know, you have a lot more power than you think you do. And so I mostly did some political stuff, which I won't talk about. But if you're interested in that, please come and find me after the service. I'd love to talk to you about it, but I won't. But so there are a lot of groups in this community that are doing a lot of good work. One is the Michigan Environmental Justice Coalition has a campaign called Dismantle DTE, where basically they're trying to take on DTE, everybody's least favorite utility. And you know, it's a great community. I'm learning a lot about energy democracy, and you know, we are doing some good work. My friend Lon is also a member. So if you're interested, I'm sure that we have join links now. Maybe I can share that with you, and we can, you know, send an email. There are groups in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti doing tenants' rights, organizing and housing, just because housing is such a huge issue, and you know, water insecurity in the city. There's a lot of ways that you can get involved, so I would encourage you just to get out there. I used to look for events on Facebook. That's a good thing to do. So, and like, if they post it and you can just show up and you talk to people, and that's how you get involved. So thanks very much for giving me this time, and stay strong, everyone.
So I'm a lifelong Democrat. I worked in the McGovern campaign when I was 11. So I've been here before and will be here again. And I was phone banking for the last 6 weeks. So I did a lot of work in 2016 with a group called Indivisible Michigan, or Indivisible. So look them up as well. So we're ready to take them on. Thanks.
I'm Colleen McInerney, and like many of you, I've been feeling really bad this week, but being here today makes me feel so much better, and I think the universe broke the boiler, so we could be together.
The president of UU Detroit said, "May the universe fix it quickly."
I, like everyone else, has had a couple very rough days, and then the online communities I see is really coming together, and I think there's a strong drive for people to get involved at the local level and not just expect, to push a button and somebody else is going to fix it. So I'm encouraged by that, and then a quote just keeps popping up in my head from Hamilton: "There'll be more of us tomorrow."
My joy this past week has been all of my friends from across the country with whom I've talked or texted. My joy has been the friends with whom we had dinner last night. My joy is this afternoon. We're going to have lunch with Jerry and Marilyn Mitchell, who, for the first UU Churchers, that will mean something. Make a note, Jerry and Marilyn are coming in because he's going to be part of an exhibit at the Scarab Club. He's gone from being a scientist to an artist. But I encourage all of you to reach out to your friends, not only the people here, but reconnect with folks and plot for what we can do across the country.
So on Wednesday, I was scared. Now I'm just kind of excited. And I don't know if that's the appropriate emotion, but a lot of good works are going to happen moving forward. And the hope that comes out of this is that it's what kind of lights the fire. And I'm really excited for what those fires set off moving forward. Because I wasn't excited the Sunday after the election in 2016. I don't think I ever got excited again, so we're going to fix that this time. We're going to get excited and we're going to work, and I hope we all do that. And I think you all will. Thank you.
I'm Susan Hanson, and I just have a short joy, and it was getting the email from Julie about the Zoom on whatever night that was. And I didn't get it till 10 o'clock at night, so I had missed the Zoom. But just knowing it was out there and people were gathering, and then this church service today has really motivated me and boosted my joy. I never thought I'd get it again.
Hi, my name is Julia Pulver. I'm a lifelong UU. I go to BUC. I'm here today because my youngest is an owl. And so I'm a little sad not to be with my home church today, but I'm so excited to be here today because I'm really feeling a lot of energy from this room. And I just wanted to share a little bit of perspective that somebody brought to me and said, think about where we were 20 years ago right now, in 2004. We are feeling very similarly. popular vote had reelected somebody that we were all pretty diametrically opposed to, who we thought was the worst person in the world at the time. And we were in the middle of what we didn't know then, but what we had a feeling were pretty long-term wars. We were seeing people dying and people being just brutalized around the world, and we were feeling pretty low. And little did we know at the time, we had never heard the name Barack Obama, but 4 years from that day, we elected the first Black president of the United States, and that hope that he was able to capture from us is what we're feeling now. It is possible. It is not easy. It is going to be really dark and really hard, but we've been here before and we can do it again.
Okay, I hope the person who goes after me will share joy. Because I'm really scared. And I've canvassed in a lot of elections, and I've never had such a scary time canvassing. I think a lot, in Spanish we say me consta. What does it mean? I'm certain that a lot of people were tricked into voting for Trump or into staying home. They were tricked by being told that they could vote online, and there was a link that they got, and they thought that they voted online. They were tricked into thinking that Trump was going to fix the economy and their groceries would get cheaper and they would be able to afford their babies' diapers. They were tricked into, they were the first voters in their family who were US citizens, and they were tricked into voting for somebody who's threatening to deport their mothers and their fathers. And I talked to them, and so I know that this happened. They were tricked into thinking that somehow this would be better for Gaza and for Palestine, and there was so much misinformation, and I don't know how we move forward because people don't have the same information, because everybody is in these like targeted social media algorithm bubbles. And I'm really, really scared because I've never had an experience like that. And so I guess I just wanted other people to hold that with me because it feels too big to hold alone.
I'm Abby. I'm the office administrator for Detroit. And this past year, and especially the past week, I think has really kind of opened my eyes and radicalized me, for lack of a better term. I've taken the first steps to joining the Party for Socialist Liberation. And there is an interest meeting that is next Saturday that I will be attending, and hopes to get out into the community and to really rally the forces of the people. And I really want to make a change in my community, and I think I have only just become more passionate about it in the past week. So.
Hi, I'm Stacy. Can people hear me? Okay. I have, obviously, my husband is a Canadian diplomat, and we're posted here until 2026. I am an American citizen, and I voted, obviously, for Kamala. I actually have a message to those who voted for Trump. People like me, whose family I have a daughter who is trans, I have a niece and a nephew who are trans, I have a nephew who is gay. I am going to have very little voice in this administration. If I write and say, please stop throwing my family under the bus. Please stop encouraging people to vote for you by traumatizing my family members and their friends. My daughter is terrified that her friends will no longer be able to get the medications that they need under this administration. If you voted for Trump for whatever reason that you voted for Trump, your voice now can help those of us who will have no voice in this administration. And I beg you, please use your voice to send a message that the reason that you voted was not against my children, my nephews, my nieces, my friends, my beloved family. Write to the administration that you voted for economic reasons, you voted for whatever, but not to destroy my family. And I would appreciate that. Thank you.
I, like many here, did not know what I was going to do. It was just so tragic. And then a couple days later, I think the day after Julie spoke and I started to get more hope, I saw an organization, a coalition online of about 200 organizations. And before my eyes, I saw 150 speakers. I saw 6,000 people registering to have house parties. It's part of MoveOn.org and Divisible. I've never seen anything like it. I come from the anti-war movement, where movements happen. We haven't had a movement, and that sparked hope in me. I saw a movement occur before my eyes. Come see me and come to my house party. Much to learn, much to do. All is welcome. Grief is welcome. All is welcome. We can do this together. It's coalition building, is working together.
I'm Susie Kinnan, and my joy is that in 2017, after the last administration of this type, I was just spending my days screaming at the sky, seemingly in the street, and feeling so at sea, and not knowing where things were going. And then I found Northwest, and I became part of this community. And having this loving, supportive place around me made the next several years so much easier than it otherwise would have been for my family. And through the pandemic and through everything, my joy is that I'm here now, and I'm surrounded by all of you beautiful people, and that we can be here for more people to come in, and we can figure out ways to try and be a sanctuary.
Nothing like having everybody's eyes on you to bring the tears. So forgive me. I'm Shay. I do have a joy. I have a beautiful 6-year-old first grader. Her name's Rosie. And for those of you who don't know my story, she is a fertility treatment miracle. And last night, for the first time, she read a book to me. And for those of you who have had the joy of meeting her, she is her own individual. And I knew she could read, but on her terms. So what I'm going to say next, I realize comes across as ableist, and I have no other way to put this. So if you are illiterate or struggle with dyslexia or any other type of learning disability, I apologize. But I told my daughter, now that you know how to read, you can learn anything. You can be anything. No one can take that away from one last thing. So somebody talked about being scared, and I am so scared. I was raised in a doomsday Christian cult. Take that as you will. Being here today and fighting my 6-year-old to get here is an act of bravery for me because I am terrified of what's going to happen. And part of that is the wounds from my childhood rearing their very ugly heads. But in my family, we are brave. We are scared, and that's okay. We are still brave.
So I very intentionally stepped down off the chancel because I'm not speaking as Pastor Eli right now. I'm just speaking as Eli. On Wednesday, I never get texts. I got like 6 asking me how I was specifically, that I was on people's hearts. Because I am trans, I'm queer, I am a bunch of things that are at risk. And so I wanted to give a perspective quickly to see if anyone else could take from it something. I campaigned for Obama when I was in college, and that was the first time that I was able to participate in electoral activism, and it was also my first experience getting very disappointed by a candidate. Obama did great things, Obama did terrible things. There were a lot of promises that did not come to fruition. And what I've seen since then, as a very politically active young person, is this constant, these are the only choices you have. And allowing the better choice to just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And the promises to trans and queer people, some things have happened, not enough, not nearly enough, less than the bare minimum. And so when people were asking how I was like, I didn't really have a candidate on the ballot, y'all. So I was angry that morning, but I also went to bed angry the night before, and I woke up angry the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. I've been angry at the government for a long time. And when I'm hearing, this is my joy, what I'm hearing this morning is that you all are angry at the government too. So what I'm encouraging you to do is hold on to that anger. When Trump was elected the first time, I was like, I don't know what to do. And a friend of mine went, you want a clinic escort? And I went, it's something. That was the thing that kept me through that administration, is this small group of people that put on vests every Saturday morning outside of a clinic to be a barrier between very hateful people to people seeking medical care. There are things beyond voting, and y'all, I can't do this again. So I'm begging you, do not let the government, do not let the candidate, do not let voting be your savior. It is something. It is not the only thing. There are other things, and I'm so happy to hear people popping up and saying, I found this coalition, I found this group, I found this thing. Find your thing. Find your thing, and you'll find your people. Thank you.
We're going to do one more, and then we're going to move on, okay?
Increasingly, I find myself in situations, and I say, I have a song for that. So, as a send-off into the next seg, this is a chant that came to me recently. There are calls to be an answer on this day. There are calls to be an answer on this day. There are calls to be an answer. There are calls to be an answer. There are calls to be an answer on this day. Will you be an answer on this day? Will you be an answer on this day? Will you be an answer? Will you be an answer? Will you be an answer on this day?
Oui.
For all of these joys and sorrows, the ones we are still wishing to say, the ones that we will say. Mary, do you want to do the prayer? Is that why you're coming up here? I think we should have Mary do the prayer. Mary holds so much. She's the pastoral care leader at Northwest. Is that why you were coming up here? Come on up here. She was just coming back to her seat and then she got voluntold. But I think all of our voices are needed, so let's have another one.
Good morning. For these joys, these and the joys and sorrows that are held in the silent sanctuary of our hearts, I offer this prayer. Sources of radiance and resilience, keep watch with those who work or watch or weep this night. May the suffering be soothed, may the sick be tended, may the weary find rest, may the dying and those who love them find peace. May the joyous be shielded, and may all know that we are surrounded in a love that is with us always, a web that connects us to all that exists. May it be so.
May we feel our bodies in this space. May we feel our connection to it and the people around us, the wider world, and what is more. May we spend a few moments in silence feeling those connections. We will come out singing.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to
Oh, the words of prophet and poet Marge Piercy. What can they do to you? Whatever they want. They can set you up, they can bust you, they can break your fingers, they can burn your brain with electricity, blur you with drugs till you can't walk, can't remember. They can take your child and wall up your lover. They can do anything you can't stop them from doing. How are you going to stop them? Alone, you can fight, you can refuse, you can take what revenge you can, but they'll roll over you. But two people fighting back to back can cut through a mob. A snake dancing file can break a cordon. An army can meet an army. Two people together can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, sex. Three people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. With four, you can play bridge and start an organization. With six, you can rent a whole house. You can eat pie for dinner with no seconds and hold a fundraising party. A dozen make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity and your own newsletter. 10,000 power your own paper, 100,000 your own media, 10 million your own country. And so it goes, one at a time. It starts when you care. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again and again and again, even when they say no. It starts when you say we, and you know who you mean. And every day, you mean one more. Not my words. Would you rise and join me in singing hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars, I know the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my hymn's calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice plunging down. Our thoughts to them are waking. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing?
There was no way to write a sermon for today. There was no way to find the right words. There are no right words. So I did what I think is most important, and I trusted the words of us. I said if we pass a microphone around, the people will say what they need to say, and I believe that we said most of what I would have preached today. I heard despair and hope. I heard fear and joy. I heard confusion and the energy of action waiting to be unleashed. And I heard a whole lot of need to sing. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say a couple of things. Some of them are going to be repeats, and some of them are just coming from my soul right now, because shockingly, y'all, I didn't really prepare this sermon, because I didn't know what I needed to say, and I knew I would need to react to what you all said. So here's what I think I know. However you're reacting, it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, it is valid and whole, and it is worthy. Your fear and your joy, your love and your hope, your desperation and your need, it is all welcome and wanted here. That is why we are here. That is what we do. We are an actual live sanctuary. That is why we are here. We are an actual live sanctuary. So whatever you're feeling and whatever you need, bring it here. You bring it here. You're not wrong and you're not bad. You bring it here. A whole lot of us are reacting right now, and we're saying, what happened? And what do we do? I want to say something about what happened. Because I see a whole lot of, it seems like every pundit and podcaster, paper and publication has the definitive answer. They have the definitive answer about why Kamala Harris lost this election, and it is always some version of, she didn't do what I wanted her to do. It's always some version of that. If only she had done what I wanted her to do, she would have won this election. The truth is, Kamala Harris was given 3 months and a campaign infrastructure that she did not build to run for president of the United States as a Black woman. She took what might have been an impossible task and did, and she tried. She showed up. She did her best. I believe she deserves our respect and commendation. But here's the thing. I also don't think Kamala Harris lost this election. I think Trump won it. I think Trump won it because I think the United States, the people of the United States, are feeling disillusioned and angry. I think their disillusionment made them stay home, and the ones that showed up voted for the embodiment of their rage. They voted for the embodiment of their rage. See, we've had a project in this country for many generations now, a project of stopping to take really good care of each other. We don't do that anymore. In the first part of the 19th century, it was no matter who you are, we're going to show up for you. Times are tough. You deserve the basic bare minimum. We didn't do it well. We didn't do it for black people. We didn't do it for women, but we started the conversation. And then the conversation shifted. It shifted. And now the conversation is about we are going to give you the opportunity to take care of yourself if you have the means to do so. And we're going to continue to dismantle the social safety nets. And we're going to continue to reduce power and wealth into fewer and fewer hands. And we're going to tell you that the way to get some of that is to become part, go to school, and become part of the professional managerial class. And if you don't have, and if that's not your culture or your skill set, well, then you're not motivated. And you're unintelligent. You can't make it happen for yourself. Y'all, this started with Reagan and it continued with Clinton. That we did not have a way to vote ourselves out of this scenario. And then, like some people said, this man showed up, right? In 2008, this man, Barack Obama, and he said, I'm going to give you hope. I'm going to let you vote for change. And here's the thing. I think he tried. But I don't think our systems know what to do with audacity like hope. I don't think our systems know what to do with a ground organization like his that got him elected, so they turned it into a fundraising group. I don't think our systems know what to do. I think that the perfect amalgamation of Jesus Christ, Abraham Lincoln, and Cesar Chavez could have gotten elected to office. You're not? Okay, Alex. And our systems are so ingrained with keeping what is profitable in the foremost that our values, our systems, that our systems can't mend to align with our values. I don't know if most Americans still really believe that everybody should be taken care of. We've eroded that by putting up walls, segregating ourselves next to people like us. We don't know the people that we disagree with, so we don't care if they have health care. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Because here's the thing, we've been voting for change. We've been voting for change every single election. We did it in 2008 and 2012. We did it in 2016 and 2020, and we did it again in 2024. We voted for change. Kamala Harris was measured and incremental for people to believe she would upend everything. We voted for change. And this time, hope wasn't on the ballot. And that is not a condemnation of Kamala Harris. That's a condemnation of the systems that we have put up, that no one could have gotten into that Oval Office and done what we needed to do to speak to the people, to let them know that they were going to be cared for, that they were going to be okay, that the values that exist in this room can exist in the power structures of the United States of America. There was no candidate who could assure that because none of our systems would let them. But hope still exists. You want to know my hope? This is the last time Donald Trump can get elected as president of the United States of America. And I know that a lot of us are like, okay, but he's going to keep himself in there. I know that that is a fear. I know that that is a conversation. But y'all, I have faith that if this country's systems can do anything, it is preserve the status quo. And you know what else? Even if he could mechanically make it work on a governmental structural level, I don't think it would work because the change that people voted for is not what he is going to provide. No, he's not going to make it easier to eat. He's not going to make it easier to feed your family or keep groceries on the table. I just said 3 ways of eating. Apparently, I'm hungry. We're hungry for so much, Jay. He's not going to make it easier to get housing or education or health care. Donald Trump is not going to do those things. And despite what a lot of people are hoping for, I have deep faith that he is not going to be an anti-war candidate. I don't think people are going to get what they voted for. I'm real sorry if you're sitting in here and you did vote for him. I actually know that a lot of the people that's sitting in here voted for him have deep values that I share with you, so I hope you get what you voted for. But I don't think you're gonna. I don't think Donald Trump is gonna give people the kind of change that is going to want them to vote for him or any Republican again in 2020. Do you know what I do think is gonna happen? I think that everybody is gonna take the lessons from this election that already fit with their political ideology. Kamala Harris should have done the thing I wanted her to do, and that the DNC and the system, the DNC and our media systems are going to find a middle of the road, unoffensive, intelligent, articulate white boy. Probably Pete Buttigieg. They're going to prop him up, and people are going to be so grateful to have something different than the fury and chaos that I believe is coming in the next 4 years, that they are going to vote for him. Or her. I was talking about Pete Buttigieg. I don't think the Democrats are going to vote and do another woman. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But do you know what they are going to do? Whatever we make them. They are going to do whatever we make them, because the story of the United States of America has never been the story of who's sitting in the White House. It is the story of the decisions and the movements of the people on the ground, and some of them have been harmful and disastrous, and some of them have been inspiring songs of justice and love. And if we raise our voices in that song, we can do anything. And I know you've heard it before, and I know you're sitting there going, okay, but how? Showing up to an indivisible meeting. I did that in 2016. Look what happened. Okay, yeah, but the arc to the universe is long and it bends towards justice. And also, there was something missing in 2016. And I'm really glad to say that the people in this room, the people that go to church, they have the answer. You have the answer to what was missing. Soup and singing and community. Everything we do, everything we do, everything we do from this moment forward has got to be about building relationships and strengthening community. I'm going to say it again. Everything we do from this point forward has got to be about building relationships and strengthening community. Because if we sit in our own very specific ideologies, condescending to one another, it gets us here. Do you know what I believe would fix all of the problems of these churches, almost all of them? If every single one of you showed up to Thursday night soup. If every single one of you showed up to Thursday night soup once a month, then we wouldn't just get together to figure out what the church needed at oppositional business meetings. We talk about our hopes and joys and fears while feeding each other, and then play games afterwards. Adarsha said she's going to bring music to Thursday Soup twice a month. What if you have a story to tell? What if you have a song to sing? We start to build and feel joy. We have to we have to savor the world before we can save it. I don't know how to get where we are going, but I firmly, firmly, firmly believe that values-based, beloved community is where we have to start. And every Indigenous water protector and Black woman freedom fighter will tell you, when you don't have the power, you don't need to know how it ends. You need to know what the next step is. And the next step is tonight, a supper for Palestine at St. Peter's. And if that's not your deal, then it's Thursday, soup and board games. They are equal radical acts of love and justice, because it starts when we say we, and we know who we mean. And every day we mean one more, because we are not done, because our lives flow on in endless song above the earth's lamentations. And so we've got to keep singing. We have to keep singing. We have to keep singing because it's one of the least cynical things that we can do right now. We have to keep singing so that the people next to us can borrow and hear our joy when they are in need of it. We have to keep singing so that our neighbors who don't know they need us yet know that we are here and that we have soup and a newsletter for all of those things that all of you decided to put in it. Sorry, Martha. We have to keep singing, because what it's going to take is a worldwide chorus of revolution and joy. Not a violent revolution, but a revolution, a revelation that we need to care for one another. First and foremost, that we need to take care of one another. We need to connect to each other across ideological lines, especially when we're mad at each other, especially when we don't agree. That's always aided by soup and singing. So show up. That's all you have to do next. That's all you have to do next. Show up, sing, and eat soup. I know you can. That's all we have to do. And what starts with Thursday night soup can evolve into a revolution of community joy. Keep singing. Sing the hearts in your songs. Sing. Keep singing. Sing the song that your neighbor needs to hear. Keep singing. Let them hear you. Y'all, can we keep singing? Come on up here. There's one thing I left out. We are not only the people that know how to show up and build community, we are the people that most need to do it. Because most of the people in this room right now are gonna be okay. Not all of us, but most of us fall into the category of person that the country was built for. And so we are the ones that need to reach out and make ourselves available and uncomfortable. We are the ones that need to entertain the ideologies and belief systems of the person next to us, because when you wade through the disinformation and conspiracy theories, there's usually solid human intention underneath, and there's no way to wade through the disinformation and conspiracy theories unless you know someone. Screaming at each other on Facebook isn't going to solve this one. Soup and singing will. So show up, join an organization, and for God's sake, come to church. Let them hear you.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of love.
The warmth of truth, or the light of community.
Or the light of community.
I might have gotten that wrong. These we continue in our hearts.
These we carry in our hearts.
Until we are together again.
Until we are together again.
Go in peace, return in love. Bless, care to all of you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.